People ask me all the time, what is gerrymandering? And I start with kind of a basic premise. Gerrymandering is cheating.
Gerrymandering is a sneaky way for politicians to consolidate as much power as they can.
Gerrymandering is when politicians manipulate the maps in order to predetermine the outcome so that it benefits one side over the other.
Politicians gerrymander by manipulating district lines in ways that either crack or pack communities. So cracking is when you take a community and you split it. And so the ability to influence the outcome of an election is diminished when that community is torn apart. Packing takes a broader community and pulls them all into one district so that that community, even though it's a little bit bigger, is limited in its ability to influence the electoral outcomes and policy preferences of that state.
You have this dynamic that skews to the right and the left and polarizes our politics. And the result of that is that it's very difficult to solve the problems that affect people's lives.
All political issues are affected by gerrymandering. How we deal with tax reform, how we deal with climate change, how we deal with gun safety.
It's not a coincidence that you see the greatest amount of voter suppression where you see the greatest amount of gerrymandering.
When people know that their vote doesn't count, they're less inclined to be involved, or they're less inclined to think that their government speaks for them.
In the end, gerrymandering means citizens' voices are being diminished.
A lot of people will say, oh, politicians on both sides do it. Oh, everybody's been doing this since the dawn of America. And that doesn't make it okay. And it doesn't mean we don't need to address it.
Gerrymandering has been something that has been in the DNA of this nation for some time. But what happened in 2011, where the Republicans drew the lines for the next 10 years, was really the worst example of gerrymandering for some time. All on the Line is a grassroots advocacy effort to mobilize people, to get people involved in the redistricting process.
We are meeting with elected officials. We are training volunteers. We are sharing information about gerrymandering and redistricting. We are getting ready for the redistricting process, and we need people to get involved.
Teachers, doctors, volunteers of every kind, even a former president, who are joining together to end gerrymandering and ensure that our democracy is living up to its founding promise.
So the vision of All on the Line is to have a redistricting process in 2021 that results in maps that are responsive to and reflective of the will of the voter.
Redistricting is going to happen in 2021. All of our congressional maps and state legislative maps are going to be redrawn. But guess what? We don't have to gerrymander.
And we're counting on you to help ensure a reasonable, transparent redistricting process that honors our ideal of equal representation.
People should join All on the Line because the next decade, and probably more, depends on it.
All of us have a unique capacity, and I would say a specific responsibility to be engaged in the civic life of this country.
Gerrymandering leads us to a broken democracy.
But hope is not lost.
It's all on us.
It's all on the line.